Today I'm going to be building a calculator with my R3 Elegoo Arduino. Seems like the next step and do something a little bit more complicated. Let's go. So to get started here, I'm going to need this LCD screen, which is going to display the output of my calculator, these wires, and then of course I'm going to need this breadboard to connect everything together. I'm not sure if I'm going to need this extra screen, but I got it just in case. And then I have this remote control, which I may or may not use. Okay, so I'm trying to use this potentiometer to be able to make the LCD dimmer and brighter. And I need to use my breadboard so that I can pull the power from here and bring it into the power rail and be able to use the same power rail and ground for multiple components, because I'm bringing the power in, and so now from these power lines I can do multiple things, because this potentiometer needs that 5 volt and the ground, and then I can take that and bring it to the VO slot on my LCD display, which can reduce and increase the brightness. And so the next thing I need to do is to bring that 5 volt power into the LCD from the power rail. So, okay, I had that backwards. The VSS is the ground, so we need that to move here to the ground. And the VDD, you can read these right here. Goes to the power line. And we need the RS, which I think is the next one. Yep, needs to go to Arduino pin 12, which is here. It's just a control. Let's see, 12. Okay, so I just realized I could plug the whole LCD into the breadboard, which is going to simplify things because I only have a few of these male-female wires, but I have a whole ton of these male-male. So now I get to go through and make the connection. I just powering the ground and the power lines, and then I'm able to wire up my potentiometer, and then now I can start making all the connections. I'm gonna be amazed if this works at the first time. Okay, it's on. That's good. Sign. Okay, I see Arduino Uno here on the computer. Verify the sketch, and let's upload it. Done uploading, and I don't see anything displaying here, but this being on is really good. What if I do this? Oh, look at it. You can see my dimmer here is working. That is so cool. Okay, I'm changing my sketch to loop here, and it's counting. Let's move on to my calculator sketch here. I am using Liquid Crystal, which is like a library for interacting with my LCD. These are the ports you can see here, 12, 11, 5, 4. Those are the ports that I connected on my Arduino. And the ports from the Arduino are what connect into the LCD screen. So those are how you know what numbers go where. So this tells you, and that's in the setup screen, the LCD begin tells you what the width of the LCD screen is and how many units high. So it's 16 wide and 2 high. And then this is the USB data speed that we're sending the data across. And then this prints out what text we want to display on the LCD when it starts. And then the delay, clearing that message, and then printing the instructions within the Arduino serial monitor, which we'll talk about in a second. So this is going to loop over if there's anything in the serial that's being input. It's going to loop and wait for something to come in, and then when the input comes in, it'll use this really basic math function. This is definitely not thorough enough for like a real calculator, but just to get us started, it can split apart the string and then do some basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and then based on that it can print out the results. So let's test it out using the serial monitor, which is in the you just plug in through the text here. Here's our USB baud speed that we set on in the sketch. And you can see my prompt there, enter calculation in form, like 5 plus 3. And I'm going to enter it here, 8 plus 4. And then over here you can see 8 plus 4 equals 12. Let's try some more. 100 times 112. And it returns my math immediately. I want to try to break it. Let's try to get some spaces in here. I entered 7 plus 4. Yeah, so there's some invalidation here that's happening. But there's our basic calculator with inputs from the serial monitor. Okay, I just want to take a minute to explain how this is wired. I didn't actually expect that this is going to work at first pass, so I'm impressed with myself. So I plugged the LCD directly into the breadboard. Originally I was trying to like use these male and female wires to connect from the male output of here into the Arduino, but I only have 10 of these, and realized pretty quickly that was kind of weird and unwieldy. So once I realized I could plug this directly into the breadboard, that meant I could use all of these wires, which I have a ton of these. So what I did was I took the 5 volt from the Arduino, which I'm going to power using USB, and I plugged it here into the power rail, and I used the ground rail so that I could take all these LCD pins and connect those when relevant. And then I also used that to power this port tonometer, which you can see is using on this left pin is using the power, and then it's utilizing the ground. And this port tonometer connects from the middle pin to this VO slot on the LCD, which allows us to increase the brightness of it. The other thing is all the other wires are, so this is basically this SSS is the ground, which is the what's going to power the LCD in general. and the same with VDD. So this is the positive and this is the negative for the LCD, and then VO we already talked about for the portometer, and then the rest of these are data and communication wires that are going between the Arduino software and communicating between the Arduino and our sketch. So I guess there's one in here that's this read write, which is going to the ground. And so yeah, the rest of these are going on either port 11 or 12, and then the rest of these, the D 4 through 7, are going to these data slots on the Arduino, and then these last two are for the backlight for the LCD. So that actually went a lot better than I expected. I could have used this little TV remote instead of the Arduino CLI to communicate, but I decided that wasn't going to be something that was part of the goal of where I want to go next, which is trying to make something that can kind of be encapsulated enough that I can have it around the house, which probably means figuring out a different solution, having all these unwieldy wires, and then figuring out how to make some kind of enclosure. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, keep watching and follow along. Bye.